Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Indramani.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening, Sangeeta.
Hello.
Dr. Manjeet Singh is come. So
Yes, he has come.
So we have both the speakers. So that's good. Good evening, Dr. Manjeet Singh. You want to
His audio is off. He has to be unmuted.
His mic is muted. Yeah,
Yes.
now it's okay. Now it's okay.
It's okay, sir. My voice is coming.
Yes, yes, now you are audible.
Sir, my voice is audible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, it's audible.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Welcome, Dr. Mehta and Dr. Manjeet Singh.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
welcome, welcome.
Dr. Mehta, good evening.
Good evening.
ఎట జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదు నువ్వు రాఘవ్ కూడా జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదా?
Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
Vijay.
evening,
Sir.
good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Murthy.
Piyush, how are you? Hello, Piyush.
Hello. Hi, Sony.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Professor Singh has not joined yet.
Okay.
Professor Singh has joined. Dr. Indramani?
Okay, okay.
Professor Singh has joined. So, I welcome all my friends again for the 10th day of our webinar. We started this as a training program for automation in agriculture, and we have grown more than 1,100 Facebook likes. I think it's it's gaining momentum and they're getting very good ideas. So today we'll have two speakers and then we'll have an interactive session to discuss about what the ideas you have, that we can make whatever discussions we are having till now we had, whatever research has been done or being done in the universities and research centers, how it can be taken to the farmer within a couple of years. That is objective. We do research also, but let us discuss on positive ideas of only this somebody has implemented or has an idea to implement or want that type of system. Those things we'll discuss in interactive session. Now I hand over to Indramani to start today's program. Dr. Indramani, please.
Thank you. Professor Singh and friends, this is 10th day of the webinar series, and as Sayed Saab mentioned that a large number of friends have joined this series, and as promised yesterday, today we will have two speakers from NARS, National Agriculture Research System. What we are doing here in India. So Dr. Manjeet Singh is head of department at PAU Ludhiana, and you all know that PAU is it's a different university, particularly this department with respect to collaboration with manufacturers. They have very strong collaboration with manufacturers. They work and with them and interact with them regularly, and that is one reason many of their technologies reach farmers easily. And that model we have to understand. If Dr. Manjeet can emphasize on that also. He will be talking on status and future of AI in agriculture, a special reference to what this center has done. Dr. Manjeet Singh is as I said, accomplished scientist in precision agriculture. Two things I would like to mention apart from we know him, but two things are very important. One, that he recently received an NRDC team award for doing outstanding work. And another is that he and I was also his co-chair. We organized this 8th Asian Australasia Conference on Precision Agriculture. It was a very successful conference, and he has promised that some recommendation of that conference also he will be sharing, and we'll have a good presentation from Dr. Manjeet Singh. So now I invite Dr. Manjeet Singh to start his presentation. Dr. Manjeet Singh.
Yes, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Indramani, for a nice word for me. So first of all, I want to ask that my voice is clear, my voice is audible to all of you.
Yes, yes,
so that
it's very audible.
Okay, so I can start my presentation. My topic is basically today's status and future of artificial intelligence based agriculture. Earlier I was thinking of agricultural machinery, but now it is mostly agricultural machinery, but in this area of farming or in agriculture. So first of all, I want to thank Dr. Indramani and all his team who are really making this webinar a success, as many of students from my department as well as my faculty is attending this webinar. So they are really appreciating that this is a good initiation done by Dr. Indramani and his team. So I want to congratulate and thank Dr. Indramani and his team. So my first slide in this is that, please show me next slide. Who is operating this slide? Yes. So first my slide is that what gets measured gets managed. So it means that first we have to measure, then we can manage the thing. So before management, we have to get some data or some measurements so that we can manage, especially in our agriculture So now data is really a commodity like oil, like gold. So this especially the spatial data that is on Google Earth demo states this spatial data. So this is working, or this is now considered as a commodity like oil and gold. So when we will get data, so from that data we will get some information or knowledge. So this knowledge will give to us this intelligence, and then intelligence will lead towards wisdom. So this is the complete process of getting this wisdom or intelligence from that data. So first we have to collect the data. So this is very important for this. So nowadays farmers are not taking this or getting this data, not much more data they are collecting. As if we talk about very precious data or very important data, that is field data. So nowadays, as they are getting only average information of that data, so when if any farmer is having, let us suppose, 10 acres, so when he is harvesting his field, and then that his this grain or that crop, when he sells in the mandi, so when it is weighed, so let us suppose that is 100 quintal. So he is having just a data that my average yield is 10 quintal per acre, nothing like that. So he doesn't know that which of my acre is good or which is best, and which one my acre is giving least of this yield. So it means he is not having that information. So he is having only average information of his complete field. So that yield data is very important for this precision farming. So my next slide is that this our recent development of this machine, that is high clearance multi-purpose sprayer. So this is having only one novelty in this machine. That is okay that this is high clearance and then having small tires, small width of tires, but it is having one novelty that you can see in the spraying system. These nozzles are drop down nozzles, as in the picture you can see that when these drop down nozzles are there, so that spray is coming at the bottom of the canopy of the crop, especially this cotton crop, because this is having huge canopy. This cotton crop is having huge canopy. So this spray was not going underneath of the these leaves as well as bottom of the this crop. So this drop down nozzles are making the spray happening at the bottom of this cotton. So this is the novelty of this sprayer. So this sprayer is now going to be popularized among the farmers of this cotton crop, which the farmers are growing this cotton crop. So this is the this is the latest our development, that is high clearance multi-purpose sprayer. So then we are also working on this spraying system, that is electrostatic sprayer. So first machine we imported from USA, that is electrostatic sprayer. So then we indigenized this in collaboration of CSIO Chandigarh. So this technology is we have given to two manufacturers. So this is also a good technology as electrostatic principle. You all know. So this is charged when the spray is charged coming out of the nozzle. This is charged, and then opposite charge is being developed at the canopy of the crop. So when there are both opposite charges, so there is force of traction. So there is better deposition and lesser loss of the spray. So this technology is also picking up among the farmers of the, especially for the cotton crop. Then this very small interventions we have done in this Super SMS.
Dr. Manjit Singh, sorry to interrupt. You can say next for the slide to move out.
Okay.
You say next slide, it will move out. Otherwise, slide is same, please.
Okay, sir. Okay. So then next, please, next slide.
Next slide.
So next.
This is electrostatic sprayer. Yeah. Next slide.
This is electrostatic sprayer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next, please. Next, please. Yes. So this slide is having about e-protection system for Super SMS small interventions. What we have done that when this Super SMS is because at the rear of the combine, So sometimes there was problem of the choking of this suppressor system. So when there was choking, so their revolutions or RPM of the cylinders were reduced down. So we put one small RPM indicator or this optical sensor, and this was connected with the this horn of the combined system. When this RPM of this suppressors were reduced or come to some level, so there was indication or there was beep of the horn, so the driver come to know that there is problem in this system or there is choking. So this is very small interventions, but very important interventions in this. So next, please. So this is, as I was talking of, yield monitoring system. So this is load cell based yield monitoring system we developed. What we did that we put one small auxiliary cylinder or auxiliary tank in between this main tank, and then we put this load cell under the this auxiliary tank. So this when grain was coming to this auxiliary tank, there was continuously data was coming at the this display unit. So this was our first intervention in this yield monitoring system. But issue in this was that this capacity of this auxiliary tank was small, so lesser. So when it was filled as 7-8 quintal capacity of this tank was there, so we have to refill, and then there was reduction in the field capacity of the combine. So then next step was so we developed this optical sensor based grain yield monitor. So this was having one small optical sensor, and this we put in when the grain was conveying from this clean grain elevator. So we put this optical sensor in between that, so it was sensing number of that elevator buckets as well as depth of this. And then this was basically volume based, volume calculated, then multiplied with the density. So this was GPS was there. So this this spatial based yield data was there in 4 meter square grid. We got one data. So this was optical sensor based yield monitor, and this is although we have not commercialized this, but this is what we did in our department. So then this was satellite navigator based tractor guidance system. So basically this is guiding to the operator or driver of the tractor. So there are 2 types of navigator. One is from one company in Italy and another is from USA. So these both type of navigators we evaluated in the field. So basically this is giving the data of missing in any operation what we are doing with the tractor, as well as overlapping of this operation what we are doing with the tractor. So when we use this for the cultivator, so these are the mapping as in my left hand side. So this next please, next, sorry, next again, next, yes. So this is no, please
Go back once, please.
previous, go back, yeah, previous slide, yes. So in this you can see that this plotting or this mapping of the operation is being done. So in my left hand side, we are not showing this navigator to the operator or tractor. So we are getting the data that how driver or operator is doing missing or overlapping in that operation. So when we are showing this system, navigator system to the driver, so by right hand side, this is the mapping of that. So it means there is a reduction in this overlapping as well as a reduction in the missing. So this is the outcome of this technology. So next please. Next please, next. So this is we are doing working on this tractor operated soil sensor. So this one is this type soil EC mapper, which was developed by CSIO Chandigarh. So this was for the evaluation purpose in our department, And this right hand side, the soil sensor we procured from USA. So this is giving soil EC data as well as compaction data, and also this spectral data of the soil up to some depth. So this we are evaluating this one, and this we have given the report to CSA Chandigarh, this EC map. So this is about soil sensor. Then we have also developed the soil pH mapper. So this is very small interventions. What we did, this bund maker machine is already there. So we put small sensor in this bund making machine. So this continuous data of soil pH was coming and saving and was saved in this data logger. So this is about the soil pH mapper. Next please. So these are some special maps generated by the soil pH mapper. So different colors means there is different pH of the soil. So this data is for the different plots or different fields. Next please. So this is about some sensor for the sensor or some you can say meter for fertilizer recommendation. So these are basically chlorophyll content based. One is pad meter, chlorophyll meter. Then another one is optical N tester. Then green seeker, which is very popular in advanced countries. Then we also procured this optical nitrogen sensor, which is we procured from Germany. It is fitted in front of the tractor. So this is blue one, this sensor. You can see very costly. So, but it's having two sensor on the left side, two sensor on the right side. So continuously mapping of this fertilizer in the field, that how much is the chlorophyll content or fertilizer in the crop. So that mapping is done by this sensor. So then we develop or we are trying to develop, one of my PhD student who is finishing his PhD, and he has developed the sensor based variable rate applicator. So this is in this electronic unit we are having sensor green seeker, then Raspberry Pi, Arduino, then PMW valve. Hydraulic system we are using same, that is of tractor, and then hydraulic motor operating by using this system. Then mechanical. Hello.
That's how.
Answer.
So please do not explain much because time is limited. No. So you just
Okay, sir. Okay.
many things we have seen it. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
Utility and the technology part,
Okay,
so that we can.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay. So in this mechanical system, we are using fluted roller type mechanism. So then drone for this imaging purpose, we are using this for taking data of lozing and this data of lozing of the crops. So as two plots, the data was calculated as 28 and 67%. Then this is next, please. Next. Yeah, next. Next. Yes. So this is the specification of the drone for the spraying purpose. So this is having payload capacity 10 kg, height of drone from the crop 1 to 2 meter. So this is having all the specifications. We are using this for the cotton crop as well as for the rice crop. So this drone is there. Then we are also using this drone for the estimation of paddy straw in the field when we are growing this wheat. So paddy straw is there. So how much is the paddy straw, or how much is the decomposition of that? So there is one this index, that cellulose absorption index, which is very strong. This linear relationship with the straw. So this was our conclusion in this. So then some mobile apps for this agriculture, as AgriMac is there. This is being next, please. Next.
Next, please.
Okay. So this mobile apps are there. AgriMac, then iKhet machine, My Farm Info, PAU Kisan app. So all these mobile apps are there in use in agriculture. Next, please. So now I want to discuss some future technologies, that how this AI can be used in future in agriculture. So this unmanned aerial vehicle or drone. this can be used for this aerial imaging of crops, like in orchards, to counting this how much fruits or yield of the fruits, and then also spraying of this orchard. So this is the future of this technology. This can be used, drone can be used for this. Then this I have seen in USA. This Yamaha company is developing this mini helicopter for the spraying purpose. So we are using here only drones for in some parts or for some crops for the spraying. But this because this drones are having payload capacity very low capacity, that is 10 to 12 kg or 10 to 12 liter of this chemical can be taken up. So this helicopter can be another solution, small helicopter for this future spraying. So then automatic vertical cup type. Next, please. Next. So this is automatic vertical cable transplanter, as we have developed this not automatic but semi-automatic on my left hand side. So this is because two persons are sitting on this machine, and then this transplanting is done by these persons. So we can convert this by having some robotic arm. One Japanese, this Kubota company is having this type of automatic vegetable transplanter. So we can think of that we can convert this machine into automatic. So then we are also working on this washroot type. All the paddy transplanter which are based upon mat type nursery, but growing of mat type nursery is really a problem or really an issue for the farmers. So now we are thinking of that, why not we can give some transplanting automatic mechanism or robotic arm for this washroot type paddy nursery machine. So one of our PhD student is working, he is now in USA to get that training in this area. So we are also trying to develop this automatic transplanting mechanism. Then as we have already discussed about the satellite navigator, so they are guiding only to the driver or operator for this having the minimum overlapping and minimum this missing. So but now autosteer based tractor guidance system are also available. So they are not guiding to the operator, they are automatically steering the wheel of the or steering wheel of the tractor. So this is also our future technology, can be worked in this. So then this is autonomous or driverless tractor. So this is hand-free farming. This is as Dr. Indramani was telling that during this conference, Asian Australasian conference. So one of our expert was from UK. So they are working on this project, hand-free farming. So in which they are developing this autonomous or driverless tractor. So this is some companies are already working on this. So in our universities or institutes, we have also we can contribute in this area. So that's all from my side. So if any question or any queries in this regard, so.
Thank you, Dr. Manjit Singh. Thank you, Dr. Manjit Singh, for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Especially, it's very interesting. I will take some questions now. And people who are new, who don't know, you can raise your hands. So I know to call on the person. Any questions are there? Now I see Dilip Kumar Kushava first. Can you ask a question quick?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sir, my question is that you have used PWM nozzles. So that nozzles you have developed or you have purchased from other company as a standard one?
No, we have purchased from some company, Raven company from USA. So from there we purchased that PWM valve. That is basically a valve which gets signal from this sensor or this green seeker, and it then converts into this mechanical thing, like mechatronic type valve. This is there. So we procured from some company.
Okay. Mighty, you have a question? Ramesh Mighty, you have a question, please?
Yeah, Dr. Manjit, on the
Yes.
harvester, yield monitoring, did
Yes.
you establish the correlation or accuracy of the measurement to the actual, and what was it?
Yes, we calibrate this actually putting that grain in the trailer, and then we weighed that trailer in this weighing system, this mechanical type of load cell based weighing system, so that we can calibrate this our system actually by weighing them. So there was some error. Error was 5 to 6% error was there in this system. So we did that calibration, actually weighing that trailer.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Now, anybody want question? Please click on the hand symbol. If you show it, I may not be able to see it. I cannot see all of you in one screen. So can you press, or you can? I take some question from question and answers. Whether automatic vegetable transplanter is developed by your university, which crop it is being used?
Sir, this system we developed semi-automatic, which was I shown on my left-hand side slide. In part of that slide, the view was of that machine. This is vertical cup type mechanism, but as two persons are sitting there, so that is not automatic. That is semi-automatic. But I have explained that we can go for automatic, that we can replace these persons who are sitting on the machine. So by making automatic like some robotic arm or some mechatronic system, so that we can replace those persons from that.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Murthy, you have a question?
Yes, I have a pretty generic but future-looking question, Dr. Manjit Singh. Thank you for the presentation. Basically, do you foresee in terms of the labor shortages coming in future, is that going to be a very critical thing for the Indian context, that we should be trying to develop fully automated systems, or semi-automatic systems are better? Thank you. In next 10 years.
Yeah, you are true. You are true. Looking the Indian scenario, we have to we have not to replace the person. We have to assist that our labor or our operator. This should be there. But in some areas where this really a shortage of labor in this, especially in vegetable farming or vegetable cultivation. So that we are thinking this machine to be replaced by some automatic system. Otherwise, we can't replace our labor. We have to assist the labor or operator.
Thank you. Next question, Bhaskar Gaikwad. Can you ask your question, please?
Yes. Since PAU is working in precision agriculture since a long time.
Come to the question. Come to the question. It's better because we have short time, please.
Market research being done in right sizing of the machine, and how do you decide that these features need to be included considering its economic feasibility at farmer's end? So how do you go through this process for deciding the future of technologies?
Bhaskar, we will keep it for the discussion period, because this is exactly we are going to discuss in our interactive session. So we'll keep it. It's nothing to do with the presentation. So we'll come back to interactive. Next one, I have last question I will take from Dr. Uday Kotke, please. Dr. Uday?
Yes.
Yeah, you can ask your question.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Hello.
You can ask your question.
Yeah. What is the payload capacity of that helicopter sprayer you have shown in one of the slides?
Okay, so this is from the Yamaha company. It's having the payload capacity of 50 liters, around 50 liters, as 5 times what we are doing by using our drone. So pay capacity can also be increased by changing or by replacing engine of having more power. So, but the existing which I have shown, I have seen there in the USA. So it was having 50 liter capacity.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. There is a question from Neeraj saying that why we cannot become a leader in precision agriculture. I think this we leave it for the last discussion. We all want to be leaders in doing something. I think with this, the questions we close, and I give it to Dr. Indramani to introduce the next speaker, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manjeet Singh. It was nice
Thank you, sir.
I want to add one or 2 points. First thing, that there is serious consideration. Today I was in the ministry, I was called there, and there was serious discussion on implementation of drone report, drone or pesticide. Tomorrow is the presentation before the secretary, and hopefully very soon we will have a drone policy for pesticide application in India. So government is seriously considering. So one thing, this I wanted to inform. And second, this webinar series basically making a lot of impact. I was in Board of Studies of College of Agricultural Engineering and Post-Harvest Technology, Ranipol, Sikkim, and many of the students and faculty are attending this webinar, and there was discussion to introduce courses on automation and electronics. I just wanted to say many institutions and colleges are taking it very positively, and thank you for the bringing kind of. Now we have another presentation by Dr. C.R. Mehta. Dr. C.R. Mehta recently joined as Director, Central Institute of Agricultural Engineering, and before that he was heading that AICRP on machinery, and